Okay. Well, actually, this sort of follows into this. Why did each of you pursue engineering license, and how has it impacted your career? So I'll start, I guess.
Answering this, for me, I don't think there was ever a question that I wanted to pursue an engineering license from the time I was an engineering student back in college. I took the fundamentals of engineering test before I graduated. I think it was a few months before I graduated. And from then on, going into the Army, I always knew that as soon as I had met the basic qualifications, I wanted to be a professional engineer. My reason for doing it, I would have to say, I just couldn't imagine not doing it. I don't know how I could call myself an engineer without getting an engineer license. It would be like owning the best, a Lamborghini and not having a driver's license. It's almost it just didn't make sense to me. Gee, what was the rest of the question?
just pursuing the license, and then how it, and actually after obtaining the PE, how did it impact your career?
It has been invaluable for my career, particularly as a Corps of Engineers officer, but also in my military career. And the reason is because we talked about how engineering is solving problems, and having that experience as a professional engineer gives you the ability of intuitively looking at a problem and knowing what needs to be done to it or how to fix it. And particularly my experience in Iraq, where we had buildings that were going up just so quickly that, and we were so understaffed that, we might have engineers that just were losing track of the projects because they were moving so fast. And I remember multiple occasions where I just could look at this project and intuitively know something's wrong with this, and I might not know exactly what the problem is right away, but it was having that professional engineer background that gave me the ability to just look at it and say, okay, we got to take another look, we got to reassess this because something's not right.
Excellent.
For me, I think I agree with Robert. It was ingrained in me as a college student. It was just an automatic. If you're going to be going through college as an engineering student, then you're going to become a professional engineer. And I think it's important because of the engineer's creed. I mean, the most important thing of having a PE is we hold paramount to public safety, health, and welfare. And I think that says a lot. You wouldn't go to a doctor who hadn't passed his boards. Why are you going to go to an engineer who hasn't passed his PE? How has it benefited me? I'm with the Corps as well on the civilian side. For me, it was a matter of professional growth and also career growth. The position that I sit in today as a deputy division chief, I would not be able to sit in if I did not have my PE. It also gave me the opportunity to do what I consider the pinnacle of my career, which was oversee the design of the largest civil works project in Corps history, $1.1 billion of a storm surge barrier. And without the PE license, none of that would be possible.
Excellent.
Wow. I would just echo what's already been said. When I was in college, it was just, that was part of it. I mean, you just weren't finished until you'd gone on and taken your test and become licensed. And so there never was any doubt in my mind that was what I intended to do. What it's gained for me is having a license, being registered as a PE opens doors for you. It allows you to qualify for certain jobs in our agency that you wouldn't be able to without that PE. In addition, I think it's probably helped me in dealing with the public or potential clients in that they don't have to wonder about my qualifications because I have a PE. They know that carries what that means, that I've gone through the testing, that I have the education and experience to, and so you start out a step or two ahead in that you don't have to stop, and your client doesn't have to wonder about your qualifications because you are licensed.
And it is interesting how many people actually that are not engineers that acknowledge the PE after your name. So it's very important, actually, to people that aren't actually engineers that do recognize the professional engineering licensure. So, good. And then the final question that we have here, what do you see as the most important issues facing the future of the engineering profession? And I think we'll do a reverse order this time and start.
I would say that one of the issues would be the fact that with our current economy, what it is, and in the private sector especially, that there's going to be a pressure, I think, at some point for individuals to get the bid, to take the shortcuts. So we're going to have to really be careful that professionalism stay there, and that inappropriate shortcuts not be taken, and that in efforts to cut costs that the public safety is not endangered. And so to me that could be an issue in the current economy.
Excellent.
I take it back a step further. I agree wholeheartedly. Is one of the things that I've seen in my state and throughout the country. I do a lot of work with licensure boards. I've worked heavily with ASC and licensure, and one of the things that we're seeing is the downsizing of engineering schools, the elimination of engineering schools. So as time goes on, there are less and less institutions of higher learning that are offering engineering degrees, and as an outcropping of the economy, those engineering degrees are not what they used to in the terms of credit hours, especially in the terms of engineering coursework credit hours. So in an effort to be more well-rounded, which is a wonderful thing, you're seeing less engineering core courses and less programs offering engineering. And I think that that's going to be a challenge in maintaining our current workforce and building up our new workforce of engineers. We have to teach them in order for them to start in the profession.
And Robert?
To answer the question about the important issues facing the profession of engineering, I have to kind of go with where is our national competitive edge, and are we able to maintain it for the future? You know, we commented earlier about how we have a lot of our engineering students coming in from other countries. And the question is, if this continues, are these other countries going to gain an edge over the United States? Are we going to lose our edge in the aerospace industry, or in many of the other high-tech industries that require a lot of technical and solid engineering knowledge? And I think the only way to do that is to continue to generate interest for people to matriculate through that program.
And I think it goes back to an earlier question, which was promoting STEM would be a very nice thing that to catch people. Well, it's funny to have two sons, you know, one of which, my oldest, is a mechanical engineer as well, going through college. And then, you know, I know that they understand what engineering is all about. So this idea of acting locally, you know, and trying to get people to see the joy, actually, of the engineering profession is probably quite important, especially as it pertains to our future.
Absolutely.
Okay. That is all for the questions for the panel. I very, very much appreciate your time for coming over here and answering questions, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.